Okay, I think we are good with that. So yeah, like I said, I'm recording this meeting. So if you want to jump back and, rewatch anything regarding this meeting, or if someone missed the meeting, you could point them to our website and we'll have this whole Zoom meeting on there. So having said all of that, I'd like to thank you all for jumping on this meeting today. And for those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Anthony Belmonte. I'm the president of Chicagoland Sunday Baseball. And my dad and I have been running this league for the last, I think this is our 21st season, actually. Oh, yeah.
People don't know how to shut their mute.
I think I could also just mute these people as well. I think I got that. There we go. Okay, cool. So, yeah, pretty much the purpose of today's meeting is just to give everyone a full rundown of the league. I just want to go over like the format of the league, a couple of the manager responsibilities, some important dates and deadlines, the whole registration process. I'll talk about the Memorial Day tournament, and I'll just talk about a few other things. Now, I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty details with every single aspect about our league. I'm going to talk a little bit more about certain things at our actual scheduling meeting, but in terms of things that everyone needs to know prior to the scheduling meeting, I'll cover in this call here. So yeah, like I said, if anyone who isn't on mute, please go on mute. And then at the end, I'll open up the floor to a Q&A if anyone has any questions, and then you could go off of mute from there. So the first thing I just want to talk about is the actual format of the league. So first and foremost, this league is only for part-time travel teams only. So you guys also have to participate in a house league as well. Your players do. And full-time travel teams are not allowed in our league. So we do offer 7U through 14U for boys baseball. And then we offer 8U, 9U, 10U, 12U, and 14U for softball. 9U was a later addition for softball. Now, the season is going to start the weekend of April 16th, and it's going to go through the weekend of June 18th. I didn't want to start the season the weekend before, where it's Easter weekend, and everyone was just going to be rescheduling that game anyways. So we're starting April 16th. Now, when you sign up, you're going to see that there's two different types of season options. One is a 9-game season plus the Memorial Day tournament, or the 10-game season with no Memorial Day tournament. And the only difference there is the 10-game season is for teams not playing in the tournament, but would still like one additional game. And usually they'll play that over Memorial Day weekend as well. So each team is going to play half of their games at home, half of the games on the road. So about 4 or 5 home away splits. And since we do not want to interfere with your house league playoffs, we do not have playoffs at the end of the spring season. We do have playoffs at the end of our fall ball season, but not so much for the spring. So the team who has the best record at the end of the regular season will just be declared the spring season champs, and I'll just post that on my website as well. So that's kind of the overview of the format of our league. Now, in terms of manager responsibilities, I'm not going to go through all of it, but it's the main things that you should be aware of right now. So if your team is playing a home game, you are responsible for making sure the field is prepared and ready to go for the game. The home team is also responsible for scheduling and paying for an umpire. And you are also responsible for supplying the game balls, which is usually like 3 baseballs or 2 softballs. And in terms of like scheduling an umpire and paying for that for the Memorial Day tournament, you guys do not have to worry about that. I will have that all covered, but I'll talk about that a little bit more once I talk about the actual tournament. And then the last thing in terms of manager responsibilities that I want you guys to be aware of is that after each game, coaches are responsible for entering the game results on our website. So using our team portal, you'll log in using some credentials, and then you'll enter the game scores from there. But that's something you do not need to worry about right now. I'm still in the process of setting up the credentials for everyone, and it will be good to go once the season starts. Oh, hold on. All right. So yeah, like I said, don't have to worry about the team login just yet. I've gotten a few emails of people asking me like they're trying to log into their account and it's not working. Don't worry about that just yet. Everything will be set up by the time the scheduling meeting rolls around. The next thing I want to talk about is the actual Memorial Day tournament. So like I said, in order to participate in the Memorial Day tournament, your team must be registered in our 2023 spring season as well. And the tournament is held. The tournament is held on Saturday, May 27th, and it goes through Monday, May 29th. So if you're looking for a little bit more competition during the season, our Memorial Day tournament is perfect for your team. And every single year, the coaches and players have an absolute blast with it. So each team is guaranteed 3 round robin games, and your team will either play 2 round robin games on Saturday and 1 on Sunday, or flipped, where you have 1 game on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. Now, if your team advances, whether you guys won the pool or you advanced as a wild card, you will play your semifinal and championship game on that Monday. Now, our tournament, like I said, has several different host sites, and last year we had a little bit over like between 10 or 12 different host sites for the actual tournament. So your team might play, your pool games in Elmhurst, but you might play the semifinals and championship in Payless. So we are always looking for host sites for the Memorial Day tournament. And usually, teams are always reaching out to us asking for the opportunity to host. So if you are interested in hosting, please just send me an email on the side and let me know. We can add you to the wait list. So just a couple of benefits when it comes to hosting. So not only do majority of your teams get to play their pool play games at home, but you do get to bring in some additional revenue with some concessions, and we also provide you with a little donation for being kind enough to host the tournament. So just something to keep in mind. And we do prioritize like last year's host. So if they want to host again, we do give them the opportunity. But if there is a spot that opens up for a new host, just let us know, and we might use your town for that. So, and I do provide first place and second place trophies for the teams making the championship, and for the girls softball Memorial Day tournament, I do provide MVP medals for each game as well. And I do highly suggest signing up for this tournament sooner rather than later. Our Memorial Day tournament is extremely popular, and we do only have so many available slots. Now, when you register, and if you select the 9-game season plus the Memorial Day tournament, you guys will have no issues getting into the tournament. But if you initially sign up for the 10-game season, and then, at the end of March, you're like, actually, we do want to play in the Memorial Day tournament, you are at risk of not being, included in the tournament, just because, like I said, the slots are limited. But yeah, if you sign up for it by, I say, early March, you'll have no issues joining it. So that's kind of the high level overview of the Memorial Day tournament. The next thing I want to talk about is the actual cost for the league, and then the insurance side of things. So in terms of cost, the league fee is $200 per team, and that's for the league fee, which is the 10-game season. But if you decide to do the Memorial Day tournament as well, you would be playing in the 9-game season plus the Memorial Day tournament, and that's an additional cost of $400 per team. So $600 in total if you do the 9 games plus the tourney. And the final additional cost to be aware of is if your team plans to buy insurance through our league. So in order to participate in our league, your team must be covered with insurance. And, there's a couple of ways to approach that. So typically house leagues do cover certain teams with insurance, and you don't have to pay. And all I have to do is just put it on file. As long as your team is covered through the spring season and Chicagoland Sunday Baseball is listed as an additional insured, you're all set there. But not all house league programs do offer this. So if that is the case, like I said, your team can buy insurance through our league for an additional $82. Now, if you go to the homepage of our website, you do have a downloadable insurance form where you can just print it out, scan it, and email it to me, or just print it out, fill it out, and then mail it to our PO box. But yeah, all teams must be insured to play in our league. And if anyone has any questions regarding the insurance side of things, you could always reach out to me on the side. I'm happy to help out with that process. So the next thing I want to talk about is the actual registration process itself. So first and foremost, the registration deadline is 1 month away, which is February 27th. Now, there's two methods when it comes to registering to our spring season. One is the old school method where you just go to our website, you print the registration form, fill it out manually, and then just mail it to our PO box. The second alternative method, which is usually a little bit easier, is just doing the whole thing online through our website. So you could register through our site, you could pay through our website as well. So let me just share my screen here real quick. So if you're looking to register, like I said, you just do a little bit of scrolling, and you can either download the PDF right here, print it out, and mail it to us. And the PO box address is at the top of the homepage, which is Chicagoland Sunday Baseball, and all up here. And the PO box address is also at the bottom of the registration form as well. Or you could just register online right here. You just click the link, type in your league name, fill out your age, all this information here. Select the type of season that you want, like I mentioned. And then you say, can you play at home? And then fill out this information here. All right, pretty straightforward. If you aren't 100% aware of your field time slots just yet, that's okay. Just say yes, yes, yes for now. And then if there's any new information that comes up in terms of your field time, you could either email that to me, or we could figure out the changes at the actual schedule, or at the actual scheduling meeting itself. So just wanted to show that with you guys real quick. Oops. Okay. So another thing to be aware of, and this is specifically for boys baseball, 9U, 10U, 11U, and 12U. We have 3 different division levels. AA is for the strongest teams, A is for the average teams, and B is for the below average teams who are a little bit newer to this league. Now, majority of teams do sign up for the A division, but if you're looking for a little bit of an extra challenge, AA is what you should sign up for. And like I did mention, we did just add a 9U division for softball this year. So this is a late addition, and we do not have the online registration available for 9U just yet. So if you plan on signing up for 9U softball, just for this year, I ask that you just print out the registration form and then mail that to our PO box. Yeah, and if you have any other questions, there we go. Gotta hunt out these people not on mute. But yeah, if you have any questions about the registration process, you could always ask me those questions as well. The next thing I want to talk about is the scheduling meeting itself. So the scheduling meeting will be held on Sunday, March 26th at the Doubletree Hotel in Alsip. And there's different time slots for each age group. So if you are curious to see what your time slot is for your specific age, that information is on the homepage of our website as well. But I want you all to be aware, March 26th is the day for the scheduling meeting. And it is mandatory for all teams to have at least one representative there. I know a couple people are dealing with some spring break, vacation plans that day. So if you are not able to make it, please try and find a representative for your team. So pretty much at this meeting, And I'm going to go through all my talking points. I'm going to hand you guys a folder, and in the folder, it's going to have the initial draft of your schedule. It's going to have, the manager responsibilities, the rules, the manager contact list for each age group. And I'll just walk through the contents of the folder. And once I'm done going over my talking points, that is when you have the opportunity to meet with each of your opponents on your schedule. And then you will just say, or you'll just confirm if each of those games work for both parties. So let's just say a certain date, time, or location doesn't work for your team. You just say, hey, this doesn't work for us. Could we possibly change it to this date? And if they're good with it, you just make the change on your schedule. And at the end of the scheduling meeting, once you've talked with each of the opponents on your team or on your schedule, you will turn in your schedule to us, and then I will make the changes to my master schedule on my end, and I will post the new and improved schedule on our website like a week later. So that's kind of what the process is, and we are very flexible with the schedule. So yeah, if you see, all the dates on your schedule really doesn't work out, no need to panic. You can make all of those changes at the scheduling meeting, and you could change it to any day that you guys like. Usually, if Sundays don't work out for you, majority of the house league programs have kind of aligned up and made Wednesday as the dark days. So there's no really any house league practices or games going on Wednesdays. So Wednesday's probably the second best alternative, but you guys could change it to any day that you guys like, as long as both parties are okay with it. One other thing you guys have the opportunity to do at this scheduling meeting is pick up additional pickup games. So we don't add any of the pickup games to the official schedule, and we don't count those in the standings, but on average, teams usually pick up 2 to 3 extra games against teams that aren't on their schedule. And it's totally up to you guys. You don't have to pick up any extra games, but I've seen teams pick up, an additional 7 or 8 games. So totally up to you guys and, your availability on your end. So that is all I wanted to talk about in terms of the scheduling meeting. Like I said, I'm going to go into a little bit more depth and detail with all this other stuff at the actual meeting. The other thing I do want to mention is just switching with the rules. So the rules are posted on our website for both boys and girls. There we go. The only thing I do really want to just talk about real quick is just the bat rules. And that is on, our official rule book as well, but USA bats only. So they got to have the stamp. The no big barrels, no 2 3/4. Any age could use the drop 3 BB Corp bat if they really want to. So totally up to them, but the no US AAA bats are allowed in our league. And then in terms of the age chart, if you're still building your team and you're trying to figure out if certain players make the cut or not, our age chart is located on our website as well. So that's kind of, I think, everything I wanted to go over. I don't think I missed anything else. I guess I'll open up the floor now to Q&A. Does anyone have any other questions right now that I could potentially answer?
Hey, Anthony, I got one question about 13 and 14U baseball.
Yeah.
That's the same as the younger divisions where it has to be associated with a house league like Babe Ruth or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Yes, correct.
Very good.
I have a quick question regarding the balls. 8U, is there a specific ball or does it really matter?
No, I don't think it really matters. In the past, I've used Rawlings, and then I've had to switch. Recently I bought a bunch of, I forget the name of the brand, but yeah, as long as, they're typical baseballs, it's all fine. I know it's getting harder and harder to come by baseballs with all these increased costs. So it's all good.
Hey, Anthony, if we filled out the registration and marked all the dates on the form, if we know like right now of a date that we marked, yes, and then change to no. Do you want to know that ahead of time, or should we just wait for the meeting?
I guess it's totally up to you. If you know, you could email that to me and then I'll just make a note on your registration form so I could try to incorporate that right out of the gate into your schedule. But if for some reason, you don't get that sent over to me or it slips past me, we could always make that change at the scheduling meeting as well.
Alrighty, very good.
Yep.
Thanks.
Hey, Anthony, Rob Bennis here from Glen Ellen. The meeting on the 26th, do you have a time on when that might happen?
Yeah. So what age group were you guys? 12?
Yep.
Okay. And like I said, if you go to the homepage of our website and just scroll down to the middle of the page, the time slots for each of these meetings are located there. But yeah, for boys 12U, it's at 1:30.
Okay, thanks.
Yep. See, Jose has a question.
Hey, Anthony, how you doing? Jose Gonzalez here. For umpires 10U, do we need patched umps or any kind is fine?
Any kind is fine. So they don't have to be patched, especially for 10U. But the only thing I do ask is like if these kids are 10 years old, don't have a 14-year-old ump. If you can, try to get some umps that are a little bit older with a little bit more experience. That's the only thing I ask of you.
Great, thank you.
Yep.
How about for 11U? Would they have to be patched when you're up to that age level?
I personally have no rules in our league for umpires needing to be patched or not, but you guys typically have a good idea of, if an umpire qualifies for a certain age level or not. So the only thing that I really am against is, if they're 11U and the umpire's 14 or 15 years old, or there's only a 3 or 4 year age difference. So, you could get away with younger umpires at 7U or 8U, but the older they are, I don't think that's the move. Any other questions? Okay. Well, yeah, this didn't take too long, which is nice. I'm going to give you guys the rest of your Saturday back. Thanks for hopping on. If you have any other questions, like, oh crap, I forgot about this, feel free to reach out to me anytime you guys like. The takeaways right now. So if you haven't registered yet, the deadline is February 27th. And the scheduling meeting is March 26th, and the time slots for those meetings are located on our website. So having said all of that, thanks for hopping on again and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks,
Thank
Anthony.
you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Anthony.
Thanks, Anthony.
Thank you.
Thanks, Anthony.